What's up, guys? From the channel. What we're doing today, we're actually working on the Ranger Danger, basically getting all the gearing set up again. Last video, what we did was we got the bearings on this, we got the ring gear, we got torque down, we got the red Loctite, we got the shimming all here, all set up. So got the shimmings all set up. Like I said, we might try to reuse the old stuff first and to see if it sets in right with the old stuff. Hopefully, because not that we don't have to do too much work. If they don't set in right, then we're going to have to play around and try to get things to, go right together. So what we're going to do with this spare bearing is we're going to hone out the inside or sand it out the inside. So that, because this is a press fit down here. Right here, it gets press fitted onto here. So it gets pushed on, just like these bearings in the last video we saw. You got to push this onto here with the shims on the inside. So the difficulty with that is sometimes when you put it back together, you can't tell like how much shimming you need until you put it together. So what you have to do is press fit this on with the shims inside, test fit it, either put it all together to marking compound, or what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be doing the measurement, actually the depth pinion measurement. And if it's off by a lot, not where you got to take it back apart, you're going to have to press this thing back off, add shim, take away shim, whatever you gotta do, and then press it back on. Now as you see, on my tools I have, these get damaged as I take them off. So I don't really want to have to press them and press them off. So my idea behind this whole thing is just going to be hone out the inside of this, which I've seen done, one video recommended this. Hone the inside out of these so that, not where it's loose, but just enough to where it slides on, basically like this bearing here does. This bearing slides just nice and on. It's tight fit. It's like perfect tight fit, but it fits on. So that's our goal for that. Don't know if we're going to be doing this, but also when we do the shimming also, we're going to be pressing and unpressing this thing too for the crush washer here, but I'm replacing this with a solid spacer. I think it goes on this side. It goes on this side or it goes on this side. I think it goes on this side. But basically gets crushed down to, this is the old one, gets crushed down like that. So there's a comparison between the two. As you see, this one's smushed, this one's still wider. So to do that, we're gonna have to take this off, probably sand this down just so that this can just slide down on it nice and easy. But yeah, so basically, sand down this a little bit, get this bearing honed out so we can do this part easier. Hopefully the shimming's right on this. Like I said, hopefully these shims maybe just work, and backlash stuff wise, it's gonna be perfectly fine, hopefully. So for now, let's go figure out how to get this thing sanded out and sliding onto that nice and easy. And alright guys, so long story short, we're just gonna do it the hard way. I can't get anything to get this size smaller, so I don't feel like going out and buying a whole bunch of stuff just to try to get this thing to go right. So what we're gonna do, lower this thing down. Oh my god, I gotta get a new one of these jacks. I gotta go get this thing returned or something, because I gotta return this jack or something. I don't want to return the whole thing, I just want the jack. The jack here is spewing out oil from inside these seals here, and I don't know why. It makes no sense why, and it sucks, because actually I'm not deassembling this whole thing again. Not again, but deassembling it just to take it to a place like, hey, the jack part is broken. I need a new jack. Alright, going in. Holy crap. Alright guys, so also we have our number. I don't know if the scoper is picking this up, but you see those numbers right there, 2, 3, 2, 3. That is basically the distance from center, as I know of. The numbers from center that we need to have to basically be set up right. So we're gonna put this in. I'm gonna try not to have to assemble the whole back end, because I said this has to be pressed in. That one bearing needs to be pressed in back here. So we're gonna try to put this in. We're gonna try to assemble it without having to actually assemble it. So I have an idea to figure that out. But for right now, I'm gonna go shove it in, see what I can do, and hopefully work out pretty decently, pretty good, hopefully. Alright guys, so I made this contraption there, contraction thing, so that's holding it in. There she is there. Now she looks like she's seated decently good. I got her to be flat in there. So now what I gotta do is just get the, basically I think the tool wants us to measure this point from here and down to the center here. And then after we figure out that, we'll then measure from basically from the tool and down to here. So let's get to work. Alright, so I don't get the tool really that much, so I'm gonna just take it into my own hands here. What we're gonna do, we're gonna find center of this thing here. We're gonna find center. Alright guys, so listen, I tried using this kit. I tried everything to make this kit, but the one thing that came useful in this kit was this thing from the kit, and I just used my own little measuring tool. And I got all these mosquitoes biting into me, it sucks. But, so what I did actually find the center, which I'm off by probably like 100,000. Like I literally got this number in between my measurements I've been taking. I'm gonna keep measuring a couple times to double check. But all I'm doing right now, I actually measured out the whole diameter of this thing to find out that blah blah blah. Oh, I got an itch though, hold on. But what I did was I took this, I extended it out like this. Well here, first zero this off. Take this thing out, this measures depth. The only thing I used in the kit was this thing, which I did this. And basically, what I'm doing here, I'm pushing really hard on this. And like I said, this isn't perfect by all means, but as soon as I hit it, I let go. Now we're reading 2.82, and I think that's 20 thousandths, but not exactly sure on that number, but we're going to stick with this 2.82. I have the total distance from here to the thickness of this, so I got to subtract this, which is basically a ½ an inch. So from 2.82 minusing the half from the tool, we get 2.32, which is the exact number on that gear. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going with the spacing. This is the stock shimming actually. So actually this is the stock shim. Now I do gotta place this gear. I would honestly leave this what do you call it, bearing in there, but the bearing broke slightly when I put it together, which I don't know why it did, which I don't feel comfortable with it. So we're gonna pop this thing off, put it back together with the real bearing, and then measure it one more time to double check. You know, who knows, maybe the bearings are different, and you know, peace of mind. But I believe we have the exact shimming we need, and we should be good. Hopefully good to go. And if you guys have ever, if any of you have used this jig kit before, please let me know if this thing works. But if not, I think this is I think that's a nice simple way of figuring out like, you know, if your build does not require a very precise measurement. Like this probably does require a precise measurement, but I don't have the $500 to put out for the tool that really does a really good job of measuring this. So we're gonna do what we have with our money we have. All right, so we got the new bearing on. I said I actually taken the other one off. It actually exploded. Like the bearing exploded. Like it should never exploded. The older ones didn't even explode. But we got the new one on. I did it properly this time. I put a sleeve down this to actually push the inner bearing, not use the outer bearing, which is probably why the other one broke. But we will talk about that. We got this going. The only thing I gotta do is, like I said before, I don't want to go out and buy a almost $100 tool, as I've already bought a $100 tool that's useless. So warning, if you ever do this and you use this jig tool, maybe I just couldn't figure it out. Maybe I'm being a little impatient and sitting there. I don't know, just the way it doesn't really give you good instructions. I'd say it doesn't give you good instructions. It's not like it's, you know, it's more like very vague on how you do it. So I'm like, all right, I don't want to mess up on this. So I did it my way. We did a nice simple way. Hopefully it works. You know, we'll do tomorrow. I'm probably gonna finish this up. Hopefully finish this whole thing up. I may even just do the outer bearings real quick, and then With that being said, it's not supposed to rain today, so I think, you know what, I'm gonna leave those bearings alone because I'd rather leave the newer ones fresh and stuff. So yeah, so we at least got the distance. I'm gonna go probably double check measure this to make sure I get the same thing with the new bearing on here. Other than that, I think we're pretty much good in this video. Like I said, I'm gonna just try to upload daily videos of this whole build. So that's what I got done today so far. I'm held up by a tool. I don't think I would drive down tonight to get it real quick and come back and finish it, but I'm going back down tomorrow to pick up some food for the week from my friend's girlfriend's dad's catering business. So I don't want to waste gas, especially gas prices nowadays is just expensive. So we're gonna just postpone this till tomorrow. Maybe we'll do something else. I'll be a separate video. I'll start looking over the roll cage and stuff and getting that seat brace stuff. But other than that, I'm okay with just knowing that this is at least probably the right distance, hopefully. So do that. Get the retainer pusher sealer thing tool to push the retainer in. This guy here. So once we get the tool to do that, we'll be able to get that done and we'll be all said and done. And now I'm gonna stop talking because now I'm just like going loop-de-loop-de-loop that thing. If you guys enjoyed the video, listen, please leave a like down below. Comment down below any advice if you guys ever done this stuff and basically any advice you can give me. Subscribe to the channel. See you guys next one. Do whatever it takes to follow your dreams and don't let anyone get in your way.